changed it with a lot of countries. There are a lot of countries don't like me. You know, I get always bad publicity. This one doesn't like me. Germany doesn't like me. A lot of countries don't like me. They say, who do you like better, Sleepy Joe Biden or Trump? Oh, I like Biden better. Yeah, because he didn't let them do what they're doing. He doesn't have a clue, the guy. He just goes to sleep at 4 o'clock every damn day. He doesn't have a clue. And he's destroying, you know, they're destroying our country. You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people. But there's a third thing that can happen, and that's the fact that if they want to avoid this payment, and this is the best thing of all, they can come in and build a plant or a factory in the United States and spend all of their money and build, and I don't care what country it is, and they're going to hire American workers, and they're going to have a factory in the United States. And then you don't have to pay a tariff, and won't it be beautiful? We'll have job numbers like you've never had before, and that's actually, to me, the best of the three things. So it's a very simple thing to understand. And they've been doing it for years, but they do it very quietly, and they do it intelligently, and a lot of people don't see what they're doing. As an example, you want to sell cars in China, they tell you, build your plant in China. If you don't build the plant in China, we're going to charge you a tariff that, you know, you're never going to pay it. So a lot of people go over to China and they build their plant. The only question I have is, where do we stop with reciprocity? Because frankly, we have much more to offer. And they've been screwing us for so many years that we're allowed to get some of that back. So I say, do we want to stop on an even basis? We won't do this, we won't do that? Or do we want to stop on a basis, you don't do it to us, but we're going to still do it to you a little bit? And that's where I am, I think. And in a way, they owe it to us, you know? In a way, they owe it to us, because they've been taking advantage of us for decades. And in a way, and it's made us, it's injured us. We're injured. We're an injured country from trade. And, you know, with NATO, when I got there, 28 countries they had at the time, and only 7 were paid. The rest of them weren't paying, or they were paying a smaller amount than they were supposed to pay, including Germany, by the way. Germany wasn't paying, can you believe? Because they said, we're stupid. We're going to take care of them anyway. Why should they pay? A lot of the countries felt that way. And I made them pay. I said, you got to pay. And one person at a very closed meeting, the press knew about it a little bit, but they never reported it because it was a good thing, not a bad thing. So naturally, you don't hear about that. But it was at a meeting, and he stood up, the head of a country, one of the countries. He said, so does that mean that if we don't pay, you will not protect us from Russia? It used to be the Soviet Union, now it's Russia. Sort of the same thing. I said, that's what it means. You will not protect us? I said, are you delinquent? Yes. Let's say we're delinquent. I will not protect you under any form. You will not be protected. And the following day, we took in billions and billions of dollars. The money came in, and Stoltenberg, the Secretary General, a good man, he said it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Obama would come and make a speech and leave. Bush would come and make a speech and leave. Trump would come and look at the statement and say, man, because we were almost paying for all of NATO. So we were getting screwed on NATO and screwed on trade. A double. Nobody else would have done. This is crazy. So we're protecting you, and you're taking advantage of us on trade. I said, sorry, we're not going to take it anymore. But the money came. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars in NATO. Hundreds of billions. And by the way, they should be paying 3 to 4%, not 2%, okay? They're 2%. They should be much higher than that. But that's up for whoever is going to be the next president. I think Kamala, it's not going to be high on her list. I don't think anything that we're talking about today is high on her list. The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president. You're going to have a mess on your hands. She destroyed San Francisco. She destroyed, along with Newsom, California. And We're not going to let her do that to this country. We're not going to let it happen. So we are the piggy bank that everyone wants, that someday we will continue along the path. We've been, really, it's been an amazing path. It's been a horrible period of time, but almost the last 4 years, we will be, I will tell you that if I get elected, we will be a piggy bank stronger than ever before, but we will be a fool no longer. We will, if you get her, lose our wealth. We're going to lose our power, and we'll also lose our reserve currency status, which will be like really losing a war. If we lose that, it'll be horrible, but we're losing it right now. You're losing your reserve currency, the dollar. So many countries aren't participating. Look, China wants to take that over. That's one of the many things that they want to take over. We can deal with China, you know? We can deal with China, and we can deal with Russia, and we can deal with North Korea. Obama, at our meeting prior to taking over, when I took over, it's this ritual, at a meeting, and he said, the biggest problem is North Korea. And very quickly, it was nasty for a while. Little rocket man, a lot of insults. Remember when he said, I have a red button on my desk? I said, I have one too, but mine's bigger and mine works. Remember that? He said that. And a lot of people were saying, this is getting to be very heated. And then he called and he wanted to meet, and we met, and I got along great with him. I hate to say it because the press goes crazy when you say that, but that's a good thing. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. A lot of nuclear weapons. But we got along very well. You had no problem. Nobody was threatened after that. We got along. They're threatened now. You could very well end up in World War III right now. You're very close to it. You're closer than ever. This is the closest we've ever come to World War III. You are so close to it because you have incompetent people in the White House.